What's going on? It's the Well You're Not Wrong podcast, episode 13. I'm your wonderful host, Ty Won.
And I'm Avi J.
Yes, you and I are rocking with the best. Please don't stress. So, kick it right off. Warriors versus Boston Finals last night. Warriors closed things out. They beat the Boston Celtics and have won their fourth NBA championship within the last 8 years. Did you watch the game?
I don't keep up with basketball, but I definitely
God.
know I need to because basketball is one of the hottest topics out here. You know, last time when I really was into basketball, it was back when OKC had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. And back when the Miami Heat had that dynamic trio of, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Bosh.
Man, that's crazy.
That was a while ago, but that was when I last caught up with it.
LeBron left the Heat almost 10 years ago.
Almost 10 years ago.
Shoot.
That was like, back in 2015 when he left?
No, it was before that. He left at the end of the 2014 season. So it's been...
Because he was there in 2013 and 2012. I know that.
Yeah. So it's been a solid 8-9 years since he's left.
That's how little I keep in touch with basketball.
Yeah, I think Steph Curry went. I mean, Kevin Durant went to the Warriors and he won 2 championships, 17 and 18. So he went there after the 2016 season. But Steph Curry is definitely, he cemented his legacy last night. I think he's the greatest point guard of my generation, I'm going to say, as far as impact on the game, revolutionizing the game, winning championships, leading his team to the finals year after year after year. The past 3 years was kind of rough. They had, I believe it was last year or the year before last, they had the worst record in the NBA. They had won something crazy, 15 games
terrible.
or something. It was terrible. Yeah, because Steph Curry had only played 3 games. He had broke his hand or something. Klay Thompson had hurt his knee and then he tore his Achilles or something like that, or meniscus. He had 2 knee injuries. So they've been through a lot. But they finally got it together. The world's back in order for the Golden State Warriors, man. So now Steve Kerr has 9 championships. He has 5 as a player. He has 4 with the Bulls, 1 with the Spurs, and then he has 4 as a coach of the Warriors, man. So he's a legendary coach.
And I know you just said they had the worst reputation. I remember at a point in time, people said the Chicago Bulls had a terrible reputation after Jordan left.
Oh yeah. Who did you just say has a terrible reputation?
I remember people used to talk about the Chicago Bulls having a bad reputation after Jordan left.
Right.
And before Derrick Rose got on, that they weren't winning, weren't as successful.
The Bulls, I don't care who they got. Unless they would have got Kobe or something after Mike left, they would have. They were always going to be. They're always going to go downhill. That's an irreplaceable player. So we did.
And so was Derrick too.
Yeah, but Derrick ain't lead. I'm a huge Derrick Rose fan. Don't get me wrong. That was one of my childhood idols. I've been following Derrick Rose since Simeon. But he ain't lead us to no championships. They didn't give Derrick the proper help, but we got to the playoffs and stuff, and he didn't get the proper help. He couldn't. Steph Curry, he's definitely. I'm gonna say at this point he's won 4 championships. It's possible he could probably win a couple more. I'm sure the Warriors probably get to the finals again if they stay healthy, Yeah. Congratulations to the Warriors. This is huge.
Congratulations.
Yeah, they closed it out. Took a 4-2 lead on the Boston Celtics. I think Jason Tatum only had 2 points in the second half, so it's just different when them lights are shining on you and you got to perform in the finals, man. It's that's a different feel, different level of pressure. When them lights are on you, you got to perform like that. It's just serious
and it
business.
must be so tough being an athlete in this day and age, because if you make mistakes, if you make one wrong move, you just turn into a meme. You become the laughing stock of the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, even though I'm not that into sports, you're on Twitter, right?
Right.
Sports Twitter, they play no games when it comes to athletes. You ain't noticed that?
Nah, they don't. I saw a meme yesterday. It was called. It had Jason Tatum. I think. What's the other guy's name? Jaylen Brown and I can't think of the guy's name right now with the little green hair, but they had all three of them on there, and it said Boston baked beans.
What? See, like, Twitter is vicious. Twitter's more vicious than Instagram.
This wasn't on Twitter.
Honestly.
This was on Instagram, but still,
and they probably got it from Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter is vicious.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's dope.
But moving forward,
Yeah.
the Queen Bee is going to be releasing not one album, but a double album on July 29th, titled The Renaissance. How do you feel about that? Because as a member of the Beehive, I am excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be some dope music for the summer. You know,
Beyonce song.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, I'm gonna listen, but it's like you know, I guess it's different being, you know, you being a woman, like, you know, I get like Beyonce drops, that's like, you know, Jay-Z dropping or Drake dropping for me. So
yeah,
you know,
so one thing about it
some good music though
is she has a $40 box. Well, $39.99. If you go to Beyonce.com, you'll be able to purchase your box, and it'll have the album, which is a double album. It'll have a poster, and it'll also have a t-shirt. It's a unisex t-shirt. That'll also be in there. And the funny thing is someone on Twitter literally said Beyonce is able to drop an album out of nowhere during an inflation, charging $40, and people are still buying it. And that just shows how powerful Beyonce is. She barely asks anybody for anything. But people just love Beyonce. Like, they just love her bodies of work. Like, she just makes such incredible music. She's so gifted. She's so talented that everything she drops is quality. And something that she mentioned is that this music that she's going to have is going to be music that's going to have fun in it. It's going to be a little different from The Gift. You know, because The Gift, you know, it had, you know, Black Parade, Brown Skin Girl.
It was a movie soundtrack.
It was, but, you know, it had a lot of Beyonce songs, and of course, you know, the music that she did with Jay-Z, but this is not going to be necessarily a black empowerment album. It's going to be an album that, of course, you know, all of her albums and all of her music, she always exudes her blackness, but this is going to be something that's going to have more fun, because she thinks it's a time for more fun and more escape with music. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be dope for the summer. You know, I'm sure it's going to be a good album, and I'm going to listen to it.
And I don't know if Jay-Z is going to be on this album.
Yeah, you never know. It would be dope to hear a Jay verse. Yeah. Know? I'm ready for a Jay-Z solo album. I don't know when we're going to get that again. It's been like, 5 years since 444? I don't know.
Because the last music he made was with his wife. Well, yeah, album-wise.
Yeah, no, he it was that, and he did a collab album with Jay Electronica, but people kind of slept on that.
When was that?
2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it right now off the top of my head, the name of the album, but it was a dope album. Though. It was high level lyricism. It wasn't on no commercial stuff. Wasn't no like radio type records on there. Although it was a song on there called "The Blinding" with Travis Scott. I could have kind of heard that on the radio. I messed with that album though. That album was dope. Yeah, Jay Electronica. I feel like he took so long. Like he had like a big buzz coming in like 2009, and he took so long to deliver an album that people like, I don't know, that I guess they weren't I don't know, I guess they weren't they kind of were just over it at this point. The album was called A Written Testimony, but yeah, I remember it came back in March 13th, 2020. And I listened to that album a lot, and Jay-Z is featured practically on every song. Now, I understand why he was featured on practically every song, because it took so long for Jay Electronica to drop. Like, okay, let's put Jay on it and get people to listen to it. But yeah, and Jay Electronica produced mad songs on this album too. Like one of the singles on there was produced like 10 years before the album came out. It was crazy. It took a long time for this album to come out, like 13 years or something. But yeah, so Jay was on that. That was a little bit more recent than the Carter's album or Everything Is Love album. But yeah, hopefully he dropped a guest verse on this, and man, I don't know how to feel right now. And
I'm guessing it's about your boy.
Yeah, Drake dropped a surprise album last night called Honestly Nevermind. It was about like 5:30, 6 o'clock. He posted the artwork on Instagram. I got excited. I'm like, I saw like how dark it was. It's that black cover with the silver writing. Then when he posted the track list with the songs written in like this font that you could barely read, and he's like kind of balled up in the bubble coat, and it just looks like it's about to be a dark, like real hard hitting, spitting rap album, and that just was not the case. I've listened to it one time all the way through so far. I had to listen to this with a different ear because it is a dance R&B type of album, and the only song he's really rapping on is the joint with 21 Savage. I think Sticky too. He's kind of rapping a little bit on Sticky, but he's got Jimmy Cooks with 21 Savage. He's rapping, but that's it. Like, this is a dance album, and it's just crazy because like you see this artwork, like this silver writing, and it's like melting, like kind of got like a graffiti type look, and it's like, honestly, Nevermind. Like, it just, I thought he was just gonna be like going off on the raps. You know, I posted I made my own meme. I'm like, you know, smoking on Pusha T tonight. Like, he ain't smoking on Pusha T with this one.
Now, I'm going to definitely have to listen to it because, you know, he dropped it at midnight, so, you know, I was knocked out. But after I listened to that, because if it's like a lot of R&B songs and, you know, like you said, dance music, he probably dropped that during this point in time. It's because, you know, it's summer and a lot of people really like listening to sing-song Drake dance songs, like One Dance. People love that. One Dance, Controller. Think of how many times people played that in the club. Think how many times people would just, you know, it's something that I noticed that women really like. Maybe he wanted something that was more so for women to vibe out to.
I mean, he has a large fan base and a lot of people he has to cater to.
Yeah, because Certified Lover Boy was 9 months ago. And I guess it's probably just having two different types of albums for people that like to see different sides of Drake.
Yeah, because he pretty much was rapping a lot on Certified Lover Boy.
Because he's versatile, incredibly, you know. So maybe he just wants to drop out a variety of his artwork.
But definitely, just even off first listens, Certified Lover Boy is definitely a better album than this one. But yeah, I gotta listen to this with a different ear. Like, I can't, people calling it trash or saying like it's just, you know, already, or somebody, I saw somebody post you know, it's not its best, but it's not its worst, but it may grow on you. Like, you can't call an album trash, like, when it first dropped. Like, people tried to say Future was trash when it first dropped. Like, I have to listen to this with a completely different ear. I'm listening to this as far as R&B Drake. You know, the song structure, is it catchy?
R&B Drake.
Does the melody feel good? Make me feel good? Like, I'm listening to this with a different ear. I'm not listening to this with a rap ear. But what I will say is that, yes, based on the album cover and just, you know, the anticipation and expectations that I got, I thought it was going to be a rap album. But that's the thing about Drake. Like, you just never know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get, like, some Spanish calypso type songs.
Afro beats,
you know what I'm saying? You don't know if
so
you're just going to get
out
rap,
of all of
trap,
his
UK drill type. You don't know what you're going to get.
I'm sure you listened to, what is it called? A lot of his mixtapes before he, you know, before he dropped Thank Me Later. Right. You know, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Room for Improvement. Right. Comeback Season. Would you say this is probably similar to some of the mixtapes he used to have?
This album?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Not at all.
He was rapping. He was rapping on Room for Improvement. He was rapping on Comeback Season. He didn't start singing until like So Far Gone time. Yeah.
So you wouldn't say that might be comparable to So Far Gone? No.
Maybe some joints like like Little Bit, or some other joints, something like maybe like a Houston, Atlanta, Vegas type, like this R&B. But I haven't even been hearing that. This is more like dancing type. That's not even like the, you know, the slow, you know, smooth R&B joints. This is more like, you know, these songs remind me of the song he put out called Signs, like back in 2017. It was like part of some Louis Vuitton runway show, and it was just like a one-off type of single. It like one of the Falling Back, that reminds me of that type of music. It's that type of feel, kind of like More Life. Some of the singing songs on More Life.
Like More Life.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what just is kind of falling in the lane.
Like Passion Fruit.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like,
I like that song.
Yeah, but it's like, do you want a whole album of that? Like, what made me a Drake fan is his rapping.
I would.
Like, I like his singing songs too. Don't get me wrong, but what made me a Drake fan was his punchlines, his flow, clever bars. You know, just.
Are you familiar with, on Vibe Magazine, there is an editor. I'm not sure if he's still an editor with Vibe Magazine. His name was Keith Murphy, not Keith Murray, like the rapper. Like, what was the last name of the rapper, Murphy or Murray? I'm forgetting.
I don't know.
Well, there is a hip-hop journalist named Keith. And something that he said, he tweeted one time was that Drake makes yacht music. and all the music you listen to with Drake. It sounds like you could be on a yacht.
Yeah,
He makes
definitely this
music
album.
that you feel like you could be on the water, you know, and he's a Scorpio, water sign, so it makes a lot of sense, you know. It sounds like this might be the type of album where you can be on a yacht in the summertime, have a nice drink, smoke a cigar.
Did you listen to any of it?
Based off of what you're telling me,
Oh, okay.
yeah, based off of what you're telling me, it sounds like it might be one of his yacht music albums.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about this. I'm going to have to really sit with this for about a week, and I'm going to have to listen and judge it with entire different ear. But just off first listens, like right after the drop, I did have to go to bed because I had to get up here to be here at 9. So I didn't like stay up all night playing it. But just off first listens, I am disappointed that it's not a rap album.
And I feel so
I'm not saying
excited
the
to
music's
listen.
not good. I'm not saying the music isn't good. I'm not saying there's not some good songs on here that we're gonna live to and for the summer and may probably get played in the clubs, like you said, at yacht parties, and you know, at barbecues and stuff like that. I mean, we still early summer. It's not even officially summer yet. When does summer start? Like June 20.
June 20th.
4th or something? Or
Usually
June
like
20th?
June 20th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like June 20 something. So,
But we'll do a deep dive probably on the next episode
Yeah, I
where
say
we're able to like
like
process
next,
it,
yeah.
really enjoy it.
I gotta sit with this, but it's just crazy. My stepbrother texts me like, "This album is trash, bro." I'm
And
like,
people
dang.
said the same thing about Futures, but yeah, but everybody has like there's certain select songs that they'll play, certain songs grow on you.
Yeah, it's June 21st. It's the official first day or something.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah. So we just have to revisit that. Man. So the late great Nipsey Hussle's murder trial has began. The guy that killed him, Eric Holder. He's in court with his lawyers, and you know, it just details some of the things that I already knew, but just like, you know, he's facing like attempted murder, 2 count. He's facing like a murder charge and like 2 attempted murder charges. So basically, they witnesses are saying like the people that were there, were one of like people that worked for Nipsey or whatever on that lot, because he owned that whole lot he owned the whole lot that Marathon Clothing Store was at. All of the stores and shops there, and he said, you know, Nipsey just pulled up without security, and you know, he was having a conversation with Eric Holder, like it was a chill conversation, like he heard like that he may be snitching, but he just was trying to give him some advice. He didn't like, it wasn't a hostile conversation based on the witness that was there, somebody that worked for Nipsey, but so. Basically, dude, just like, you know, on the West Coast, you know, rolling 60s Crips, just Bloods and Crips, that lifestyle, that West Coast gang lifestyle. Like when you say someone is a snitch, that's like calling them the B word, basically. So that triggered him. So, you know, he went back to the car that he was in with this girl and got a gun, and he shot Nipsey 10 times. And they said, like, had Nipsey lived, you know, he still would have been paralyzed and been in a wheelchair because one of the bullets, like, it broke his spine, or like, you know, it paralyzed his spine. So had he would have lived, he would have been, you know, confined to a wheelchair anyways.
Because in 2019, I remember when that happened, it seemed like the whole black community just felt heartbroken, because we all were able to see that Nipsey had such a beautiful spirit. You know, he really was for the people. He really was for the community. All he wanted to do was just, you know, create his art through his music.
Yeah.
He had his own store, Marathon. You know, he was just really trying to be a better man, a better person, you know, and just support people. And for someone like him to lose his life, it's really heartbreaking. It was. You know, so I'm just happy that he's receiving the justice that he needs.
Yeah, so the Eric Holder trial started this week. He's accused of murder and two counts of attempted murder and has pleaded not guilty.
It's probably paid to do something like that.
Yeah, I've heard people say like everything has white roots. They try to say conspiracy
that's what I heard.
In the sense of Nipsey was getting ready to produce that Dr. Sebi documentary, so they try to say like the white folks paid to have him killed or whatever. I don't think it's that deep. Me personally, I just think, you know, this gang culture. Like I was watching a a Vlad TV interview with BG Knockout, who's a well-known gang member on the West Coast, and he came up around Ice Cube and stuff. He's an older West Coast rapper. He's a Crip. And he was just saying, you know, being a gang member, like, you know, in their brain, you call somebody a snitch, that registers different. That's a different type of word.
Worst
in their
thing you
culture.
can be in the streets.
Right. That's basically, that's calling them the B word, so that triggers people. So that's like, okay, you got to die behind this. Like, it's basically like being emasculated when you call somebody a snitch. Like, it's just like the worst possible thing you can say to somebody
a deep insult
in their culture. Right. Because they were from the same gang. They both, Eric Holder and Nipsey Hussle were both rolling 60 scripts. So it's kind of crazy. But, I mean, rest in peace to the late great Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, justice is served and this guy gets what, you know, what he deserves. And, you know, his lawyers trying to say, like, you know, he didn't, it wasn't premeditated murder, but,
Please.
or it was like, are they trying to, you know, kind of be devil's advocate and say, like, you know, his mental health isn't in the right space, you know, whatever, but, yeah.
Just to piggyback, I remember you were talking about the Warriors, Boston Finals. I don't know if you recently seen this photo of Steph Curry. He was holding up these shirts. Aisha Curry took the photos, actually. People were disrespecting her, saying that she can't cook, and they made shirts and little buttons saying that she couldn't cook.
Also, he put it in the Boston colorway.
Yeah, and her and her husband, Aisha and Steph, they both posted it, you know, just laughing about it, making it a mockery, because they caught a lot of fan hate.
This is great.
Yeah. But I don't understand why certain people would go as far as to disrespect a man's wife.
Yeah, that's
Is there
crazy.
something basketball background, you know, why people would do something like that?
No, I would just think, you just talking trash and just social media, like, that's nothing more than what a heckler could probably yell out in the crowd. Oh, your wife can't cook. When Steph Curry's at the free throw line, they just try to do anything to just kind of throw your flow off, throw your rhythm off. It's just trash talk. It's just competitive spirit.
And spends all this money to trash talk somebody.
Yeah.
You paid to get some shirts designed and buttons designed to trash talk.
Right.
How privileged must you be?
So, man, just a few days away, June 24th. Chris Brown will be releasing his Breezy album. Can't wait for this.
Excited for it.
So far, it's looking like 23 tracks. He dropped the track list not too long ago. So first joint is called Wheels Fall Off. So you got a joint on here called Cab. Wheels Fall Off. He actually put he did a Bat Cave, like kind of like at home performance, like by his pool and stuff in his backyard with like an old school retro mic hanging from the sky. He did like a little performance, put that on his YouTube. So we got Wheels Fall Off, Cab, Pitch Black, that features Silk Sonic. It's got Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak on that joint. Possessive with Young Blue and Wayne. I heard a little bit of the Wayne joint in one of his choreography videos that he uploaded on Instagram. Track 5 is Addicted. Number 6, Call Me Every Day featuring Wizkid. Number 7, Closure featuring Her. 8, Need You Right Here. 9, Sex Memories featuring Ella Mai. Is number 10. That's funny. That's actually it's really HMHMM, like
I want to hear that.
11 is Sidekick featuring Jack Harlow. I mess with Jack Harlow.
To hear that.
That's
Yes.
pretty dope. Man, because I like the Best Friend joint that they did on Jack Harlow's album before this one came out, so it's good they doing another collaboration. Make Love featuring Blast. I love Blast. 13 is Sleep at Night. 14 is Passing Time. 15, Warm Embrace. Warm Embrace so far is the best song I've heard off the album. I really, really like that joint. I like that off first listen. That's a banger. I really, really like Warm Embrace. 16 is Forbidden. 17 is Bad Thinner. 18 is Survive the Night. 19 is Dream. 20 is Slide. 21 Harder. 22 On Some New-ish. And 23 is Luckiest Man.
That's lit.
So which one you think I know you said you want to hear the joint. Which one you anticipating the most just off of these?
That Jack Harlow, of course.
Jack Harlow one? Okay.
And I just seen something in the news from Complex Music. Drake drops video for Falling Back. And the visuals show Drake getting married to several women and features cameos from Tristan Thompson and Sandy Graham. And I'm pretty sure we're all aware that Tristan Thompson is the boyfriend, well, if they're still together, of Khloe Kardashian, and he also is known for his reputation of always cheating on her. And the Jordyn Woods situation, where Jordyn Woods was best friends with Khloe's sister Kylie, and then she got on Red Table Talk, and they talked about Tristan. But yeah, Tristan is going to be on that video, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
He's from Toronto, so they cool. They got a Toronto connection, so it's not too far off.
Oh yeah, but the video also shows Drake marrying several women, and all of these women, you know, they all have different looks, different colors, different images, you know, different aesthetics. So yeah, you know, and Tristan Thompson, he likes a variety of women as well. So as well as Future. I mean, so we're gonna see how this visual drops, and maybe we could talk about that as well after we process this whole new album. Because this might be Drake really showing certain aspects of himself that we may not be familiar with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I'll check the video out. It's cool you dropped the video with the album, but yeah, I got to sit with that more before I can really talk about it. Because I'm just disappointed that it's not he ain't really rapping on it. But also Chris Brown did a Big Boy interview too. I watched maybe a little bit of it yesterday. But it's the only interview I feel like he's probably going to do leading up to this album. Certain artists like Chris Brown, Drake, Beyonce, Jay-Z, like whenever they drop an album, they may do one interview. I know Kendrick dropped that album. I haven't heard of no interview that he did for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Like a lot of them, they're not really doing interviews like that. If they do one, they doing one with somebody that they really mess with. But so far in the interview, like he was talking about, I guess he added 8 songs to the tour set list. Crazy thing is too, like Lil Baby's not on the Chicago date for the One and the Ones tour with Chris Brown. He's not. It's like an asterisk by his name on the tour.
Oh wow.
Flyer. I think it's got something to do with him because he's performing at Lollapalooza in July, so it might be like a conflict of interest. He probably feel like I'm performing at Lolla, I'm performing at Lolla and this at the same time. But I feel like it's different audiences. Like Lolla is a festival, kind of like a hipster, you know, more trippy, or what would I call it? What would you call it? Like the festival artists. I mean, fans that go to festivals are a little bit different of fans that go to like arena concerts.
Why would you say that?
They just are like, you know, when you go to those festivals, they be having like body paint on, body glitter. Girls be dressing in like bikinis. They be having their hair dyed crazy, all types of piercings.
Talking about something like Coachella.
They're drugged out. Yeah, like
but not all.
I
wouldn't even say the Hyde Park Fest was like that, you know.
No, that's a different type of festival though. I'm talking about like these, like, you know, like the Lollapalooza.
Yeah, I mean, but I think those festival concerts, those are for people to kind of, you know,
stoner. That's the word I'm looking for, like more stoner.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Yeah. But usually, you know, those concerts are outdoor. Usually you have more free range to be able to partake in a lot of vices. I'll just use that word.
Right.
You know, usually the dress code and all of the codes are less strict. Usually there's a whole bunch of things going outside other than the concert. Usually there are vendors. Usually there are people selling certain products, different types of foods. And, you know, arenas are more so fixed areas.
Right.
And I think that's one of the main differences. One is a free range open area while one is more fixed.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I think festival concerts, but they both hit different.
Yeah, I just think that it's just different. Look, because I worked security at Lollapalooza twice, and I worked at a food stand at Lollapalooza. So I worked Lollapalooza 2012 at like this little sushi. It was called Kamahachi. It was like a sushi type stand, but we didn't sell sushi because it was so hot out there, so we had like some like pot stickers and some edamame and different types of other food.
That sounds so good right now.
But like I was able to see a couple of acts, like whoever you wanted to see, they let you like basically clock out and go see them. And so I got to see Wale, and I got to see Chief Keef. This one, you know, I don't like, and Chief Keef was, I don't think his album even dropped yet. He was coming off of that Back from the Dead mixtape. Chief Keef was at like the height of his popularity in Chicago, so it was dope to see them. I saw a couple people. But I didn't work the whole weekend, so there was a lot of artists I didn't see too. But I worked security again in like 2017. I want to say it was like 3 times. One time it was like The Weeknd was headlining. I got to hear it. I didn't see much of it because I was working the post by making sure there was no jumpers jumping off Lakeshore Drive. You have a lot of those people too, that'll hop the fence and try to sneak in, don't have wristbands, whatever.
Wildin'.
So I worked it a few times, and I've worked a bunch. I used to work at the United Center doing guest services. I worked like security, Allstate Arena and stuff. So just kind of seeing the difference in like the audience. Like, it's the difference between those people that go to those festivals and people that go to like an arena show.
And it's funny, when I was a shorty, when I was in my teens, and from about 2021, I used to work festivals. Like I worked the Taste of Chicago, Blues Fest, Jazz Fest, Celtic Fest. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did a beverage operations. Beverage operations. My stepfather, he was the supervisor of all of the tents for beverage operations with beer and Pepsi products, because we sold Pepsi Coke products.
You remember the years you worked at Blues
2008 all the way to 2013.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I wasn't performing there yet, but I performed at the Blues Fest in 2017, 2018, and 2019. So.
Yeah, so the thing is, I can see how people operate at festivals. Like at festivals, people really be getting messed up.
Yeah.
They're able to buy so many beers, and they're able to, be free and out and about. And if you got a wristband and you can go in and out, if they already said you at your limit, you can be like, hey, I'm going to just go to the liquor store down the street and then come right back. So I haven't, I never experienced working at an arena, so I wouldn't necessarily be able to contribute on what that experience will be.
Right.
But all I know is that it's more fixed, because I've been in arenas to know that it's more fixed than how it would be than a festival.
Man, like I went to Rolling Loud for the first time back in December, and it was dope. It was a dope experience. It really wasn't too wild. Like, wasn't nobody fighting or nothing, but it was like they're like throwing like these little water pouches like in the audience, like and stuff, just to keep people from like passing out. And cause it was right after the Astro World tragedy moment, so they were like really like security and stuff was really checking. Somebody passed out, the medical people was on it. They'll get right in the crowd and pull people up. They weren't playing.
Hey Ty, check this out. But this upcoming weekend is going to be Juneteenth weekend as well as Father's Day weekend.
Right. And
of course, there's going to be a lot of concerts, a lot of festivals going on, and just a whole lot going on in Chicago. Right. So how do you think the Chicago weekend will be with all of this? All of these events going on? Do you think it's going to be a good weekend to go out and do something for Father's Day and Juneteenth? Or do you think, based off of your experience of being in arenas as well as festivals, that it might be best for people to do something like small gatherings like cookouts or something?
Man, I feel like it all depends on what you like to do and whatever your father's into, whatever you take your father to do. So yeah, Juneteenth, they got some. Are they having like something like Well, they're having I know the Chance the Rapper and Big Mensa Juneteenth celebration.
Yeah, they're going to have a celebration at DuSable Museum. Yeah. If you're in the South Suburbs at Homewood Flossmoor, You Matter Too organization is throwing a Juneteenth festival and a parade during the whole weekend. And yeah, there's a lot of Juneteenth parties going on. There's a lot of Juneteenth parties that's going on. And last year when Juneteenth became an official holiday, like a lot of people was at Pier 31, a lot of people was at the beach. Everybody was out kicking it.
Pier 31, that's 31st Street Beach, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. But the thing is there was also 31st Street was also in the news because there were people that were literally assaulting police officers, and it was really wild out there last night. And last night was a Thursday. So if it was wild and on a Thursday, because of course, it's summertime Chicago and it's really warm outside, like I have no idea how Juneteenth weekend will be. So it's kind of like that part of you that wants to stay safe and be out of the mix, and then the part of you that still wants to enjoy the weekend. Yeah. So it's conflicting.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do yet for my dad, but yeah, sometimes we go to a restaurant, sometimes we might do an activity or something. So it all depends. All the times I've been out on Father's Day or Father's Day weekend, I haven't had any problems, but I don't do nothing like super crazy neither. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be outside though this weekend. They got all the after parties for Summer Smash Fest, Lyrical Lemonade that's happening this weekend. I know Trippie Redd and 2 Chainz and Bia gonna be at Prism. Some people gonna be at Bounce. The official DJs of Summer Smash Fest, they got an after party at Studio Paris. So yeah, I'm gonna be outside this weekend. I'm hitting up some parties.
Yeah, I'm gonna be outside, but to be outside, you got to be really, you got to be a little cautious and have a plan.
Yeah,
that's the best way to be outside. Know where you going, know when you're ready to leave, know who you with.
Yeah.
Don't be around your friends that's a little too rowdy.
Yeah, my dad always taught me, like, when you go in a building, always know where your exits are. Always keep the exits, know how to get up out of there. And, if everybody starts running or whatever, don't just panic. It's like kind of assess the situation first and figure out how to react. Don't just all rush to one spot, and just kind of keep your head on a swivel at all times. Just pay attention. You can't live your life in fear. You can't just be like, oh, Chicago's bad or Chicago has violence, so you can't do anything. But you just pay attention. Like, I went to a party a couple months ago, at this club on Wabash. It was called like Tavern on the Road or something like that.
I know what that is. Yeah,
they was wilding. Like, didn't nobody get shot or nothing, but it was just like the first hot day. I'm gonna say this was like
I thought Tavern was a little classy.
late April or something. It's a new venue from all I know. Like, I've only been there one
classy.
time.
I see a lot of journalists go there.
I mean, you could be classy, but that don't mean you can't get to fighting. Like, if something happens, like,
I thought it was a place with a standard. That's all.
Yeah, nah, but they I don't know. Everybody, I was walking out and everybody just started taking off running, and I took off running too, but it's like, you just kind of just got to know where you at and just keep your head on the swivel. From what I know, nobody got shot in that situation, but it was like the first hot day. All these kids were out. I mean, it was kids that wasn't even 21, like shouldn't even been outside, like around no bars or whatever that was outside causing problems. But that's Chicago. That's anywhere though. Like, we get all the media attention and everything as we live here. We watch the news here, but this stuff is going on everywhere. I mean, there's people that be wilding in Miami, they be wilding in Vegas, they be wilding in LA, they be wilding in New York. So it happens everywhere. You just gotta always just be aware of where you're at. So, but switching back to a music topic real quick, I saw that this Strawberry and Cream Festival that's in the UK, they had Lil Wayne as a headliner, and he was denied entry into the UK for whatever reason, and they replaced him with Ludacris. How would you feel if you bought tickets to see Lil Wayne?
I feel disappointed.
And you found out they replaced it with Ludacris.
And that's not even that Ludacris isn't as great as a rapper.
Right. Ludacris is a dope rapper.
He's dope. But if I paid to see Weezy F Baby, the MF and Carter, that's who I wanted to see. Because one thing, even Ludacris is a great rapper, but Weezy is one of the greatest of all time. So the thing is that it probably made a lot of the people who purchased them, either if they can get a refund, I hope they can, but I'm pretty sure they kind of felt a little betrayed. Like, I paid money for something just to get something else. It's kind of like purchasing a chocolate cake and all of a sudden someone says, oh, we only got red velvet, so just deal with it.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know if it has something to do, maybe, I know like back in like 07, 08, I mean, he was getting ready he was, doing all the promo and stuff leading up to the Carter 3. He got raided in New York on gun charges, and that's when he made no ceilings, like, I'll be gone to November and all that. So prison in February, I ain't in no rush. He went to jail for like 9 months behind that. So I think he probably is a felon because of that, is my guess, and that's why certain places, like if you have a domestic violence charge on your record or a gun charge on your record, they will stop you from being able to go across certain borders. I know that's what has stopped Chris Brown from being able to tour overseas because of the Rihanna incident. Because he's a felon. I think Lil
Wayne got in a lot of trouble in the past, because I remember there were certain drug charges. I remember him being in jail.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't remember it being drugs. I know it was some gun charges though. He got caught with some guns and stuff back in 07. I know he was touring and stuff, like I said, leading up to the Carter 3, and he went to jail behind that. But certain countries and stuff, they don't play with stuff like that. They won't even let you in with a certain record or a certain history. I think it's unfair, because people change. I feel like if you pay your due diligence to society and you pay the cost for what you did, I feel like if you ain't killed nobody and then it shouldn't be a problem,
Yeah, I agree.
But man, we've been talking for a little minute now, so.
Oh yeah, it's almost 40 minutes.
Right. So I'm gonna go sit with this Drake album for about a week and give a more in-depth review. But overall, it wasn't what I was expecting. But you never know what you're gonna get with a Drake album. So, yeah. Well, You're Not Wrong podcast, episode
13.
13.
And And I'm Avi J. Follow me on Instagram _AVIJ_.
I go by the name of Ty Won. Follow me on Instagram at Ty Won Official. Twitter at Ty Won Official. Facebook.com/Ty Won Official. It's a hot weekend, summertime shy. I'm outside.
And shout out to all the great fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all of you.
Happy Father's Day. Alrighty, holla.
Alright. That was longer than expected.
Shout out to everybody that's listening or that tuned in. Greatly appreciate it. We do this podcast every Thursday and Friday. Appreciate y'all showing love, tapping in. Alrighty, we out.